In this program, we're going to focus on our upper body. So our neck, shoulders, elbows, wrists, thumbs, and fingertips. We're going to go into detail and learn the exercises that will keep this part of your body pain-free. Again, we're going to start at the top. And my favorite exercise, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to do the chin tuck exercise. So often, as we're sitting a little bit more than usual, perhaps even, our bodies kind of go into this slouch position where the chin really comes forward and ends up being in front of your nose. And all this scrunching up here at your neck is what causes that pain and tightness, that never-ending tight muscles up in here. It's because of this head posture. If we can work to stretch those muscles out, and the tricky part is it doesn't feel like you're really stretching those muscles when you do the chin tuck. You just got to trust this and know that an x-ray of your spine right now would be showing the perfectly tall, spread out curve of your neck that keeps all those discs in there and all the nerves and all your muscles around it happy. So the chin tuck exercise, you want to imagine that your chin is on a shelf and you're just trying to slide your head right back. It makes you feel like you're getting a little taller. Your shoulders should still stay relaxed and down. Don't counter it like this. I see a lot of this happening. Keep your shoulders back and just slide your head back as far as you can without tipping it. When it's back in that position, you're probably going to feel a lot of tightness and stretching way back in here. Maybe even a congestion in here that makes you feel like swallowing is uncomfortable. Go to where you're comfortable, but try to get that stretch and really try to get straight and tall. Hold it for 5 seconds. And when you rest, don't go back into that recliner chair position. Keep your chin back. 5 seconds. Rest. 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Next exercise, we'll head down to more detail about the neck muscle. We've got the upper trapezius muscle, which runs from the back of your ear, down to the tip of your shoulder. And then another muscle that connects to the top of your shoulder blade from about that same area as well. We've got 2 variations to get both of those muscles. You've always got to keep that chin tuck posture first, then bring your ear down towards your shoulder. Now, I imagine at this point you're probably feeling enough of a stretch already, but if you want a little bit more of a stretch, and as long as you've got your chin safely tucked back in position, go ahead and add a little more pressure to the top of your head, pulling a little bit to make sure that we're not doing one of these. Get your other hand and maybe sit on it, grab the bottom of your chair, or if you can, tuck it behind your back, like in the small of your back at your waist. Any of those positions will help keep your shoulder down. And then it's a 10-second stretch. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep your chin tuck, head on over to the other direction. A slight bit of pressure with your hand here if it's feeling okay to emphasize this stretch. Hand behind your back or underneath the chair. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. A little variation to that. Still with that infamous chin tuck. Turn your face so that you're looking down at your pocket, kind of down towards your hip. And while your head is down in that position, gently, again, grab the top of your head and apply a little extra overpressure and keep your other hand behind you or under the chair for 10 more seconds. 9 and 10. Come back up out of it without pressure. You don't ever want to have the pressure on while you're trying to move your neck. Switch over, look down into your other pocket. A little bit of pressure here. Hand behind your back or under the chair, under your butt. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I was pointing out there where you're feeling that stretch kind of running down into the back of your upper shoulder blade. Next exercise we'll do is for the muscles across the front of your chest. This opens up your lungs for better breathing and positions your shoulders better to take away those aches that happen a lot of times in the front, or that grinding noise that you're hearing too. There's lots of ways to stretch out these muscles. I think the most efficient and the best way to do that, you can do it either standing or sitting down, would be to hold your hands behind your back. Now, if that's making you nervous, hold tight. I'll show you a variation here. But if you can get your hands clasped behind your back down here, even if it's way down low, great. We'll start with this. And then watch my shoulders here. You don't want to be in this position. It's this that does all the difference. And my hands are kind of pressing down and slightly back, kind of aiming straight down towards the ground to allow my chest to lift up and to stretch out across the front of my shoulders. And this would be a 10-second stretch. Now, for those of you that can't quite reach your hands behind your back, maybe you've got a broom or that paper towel roll, the cardboard in between, something so that you can grab behind your back, maybe even just a long sock or a belt. Hold on to that on either side, however far together as you can. And then it's the same thing. You're kind of driving your hands down towards the ground, slightly away from your body. Most importantly is to get your shoulders back. 10 seconds. Maybe take a nice slow deep breath while you've got your arms behind you there to really open this up. Rest. And while we're back there, we'll do our second set right away. Grab on there with your hands either clasped or alongside with a belt. Pull your shoulders back, lift your chest up. Look slightly up to the ceiling too. Take a deep breath. All right. Now we'll go to the other side of your shoulders. So we're going to stretch the muscles across the back of your shoulders. Similarly, grab your hands in front of your body now. Just whatever kind of grip you want to do. It doesn't have to be firm. And I don't think you'll need the belt for this. So just go ahead, grab your own hands. Straighten out your elbows. Look down slightly and then pull as though your arms are pulling away from your body. And for me, this stretch, I can feel a little in through here, all the way up across my upper back, along the back of my neck. Just feels good. That's kind of opening up. I would give it 10 seconds. Some of you might be more like this. That's okay. Or up straighter, whatever angle feels like you're getting that stretch. Take a break, grab them again, give a little wiggle, and let's go back into that stretch. Look down. Round out your back and pull your arms forward. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Now, there's a condition at your shoulder called impingement, and I see this being very common, and it comes from slouching too much or from really kind of straining, maybe even just as you're stirring some food or doing dishes, holding our phones. So many things happen with our arms in front of our body that this area gets really tight and can pinch or impinge upon those other soft structure tissues in there, like your rotator cuff muscle or the cartilage, everything in there. So to loosen up the front of your shoulder, I want to give you one more exercise for that too. We did the one behind your back. That's a really great one for that. I want to add in a dynamic stretch. And by dynamic, I mean a movement stretch. A static stretch is when you hold it in one position. Dynamic is when you're moving. So for this one, just get your hands on your hips. And already here, just in this start position, take a look at what your shoulders are doing. Are they rounded forward like this? Are you slouched a little bit maybe? Let's try to fix that. Up straight with your body and use your upper back muscles, your shoulder blade muscles, to pull your shoulders kind of back in position like that. So they're not like this. You want them like this. Hold them in that position and then go even a little extra. We're doing like, I don't know, we can pretend we're a bird or something here. Maybe we're swimming since we're at the pool. Back and forth 10 times like that. And of course, as you go back, that's when you really want to feel that opening up. I also like something that I call fly jacks, jumping jacks, but like flying like a bird. I really ought to get a new name. In fact, go ahead and send me a message if you got a better name for this exercise. But this one's one of my favorites because it's getting the front and the back part of your shoulders loosened up. If you can have your elbows straight like this and out to the side. If it's not feeling really comfortable for you here, you can slow it down a little bit. You can bend your elbows and just do this sort of exercise here like this. But we're looking just to loosen up all these muscles in the front and back part of your shoulders. Helps open up your lungs too. I think this will feel real good for you. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, or like this, 3, 2, 1. All right, moving on down the arm. That area is a very important area of our shoulder, let's say, because not only can it be pinching the rotator cuff muscles or other cartilage and arthritis type structures, but there's a big bundle of nerves that runs down through the front of our shoulders. And if those are tight, they can be causing you to have your arms fall asleep at night, tingling, numbness down in through there. So another stretch I like to do, in addition to the ones we did, is the forearm and whole front of your arm stretch. If you've got room next to you on your bed or your couch, get your hand out flat with your fingers pointing backwards. Place your hand on the bed. Don't lean onto it, that'll hurt your wrist, but just place it on there and keep your weight over your hips. And then lean back a little bit. And that probably will talk to you pretty early on. You're going to be feeling a strong stretch running up and down the front of your arm here. Hold it back there. Let's do a 10-second stretch. Tell it that you mean it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn your hand over so that your fingers are pointing backwards. This is less about the nerve, but it does an awesome job of stretching out those forearm muscles. Fingers pointing back of your hand, not just the bottom of your fist, but the whole back of your hand touching the bed. And lean back again to your comfort. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, other side. So now we're back to stretching out the muscle that runs all the way up along in here. Palm flat on the bed next to you, elbow straight, don't lean. Lean back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn your hands over, fingers going back of your hand gently resting on the bed, elbow straight. Lean back, feel that stretch. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, to really focus in on the elbow muscles and all the tendons and structures of your elbow, we'll do another variation of that stretch and a couple other things that I think will be relevant for you as well. This stretch, this is a pretty common one. You might have seen this before. Things to think about with this stretch is that you want your elbow straight. You don't have to have it way up high here. You can definitely just have it resting down by your side. I'll even, if I'm sitting in my car, I might put my hand up on my dashboard, something like that to get a stretch. At your kitchen table would work, where you put your fingertips on the edge and just kind of press your heel forward into it. Your other hand does the job here. You can ask its help. Grab onto your fingertips, elbow straight, and then pull your fingers back, driving this heel forward and down until you feel a nice stretch pulling up along the bottom part of your arm. That's 10 seconds. Pull only as hard as you can without it hurting. Other hand. You don't want to have your wrist joint or your fingers hurt, but this stretch is great. It helps out with carpal tunnel, helps out with any elbow pain, finger pain, or trigger fingers, any of those that this can really make an impact on. I would suggest doing this daily. And then the other angle is down in this position. So commonly people will grab the fingertips. I think it's much easier and more comfortable to grab the back of your hand here like this, and you'll feel that stretching all the way up to your elbow. You don't need to have it way up in here. You can have that arm resting down by your side. Pull as much as you need to get that stretch for 10 seconds. Switch it over to your other hand. Elbow straight, back of your hand, pressure. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now I mentioned already carpal tunnel syndrome, and that's a pretty common ailment. It's when the carpal bones or your hand bones squeeze together right here and pinch the nerve that goes down and innervates your fingers. So you'll be getting numbness and tingling in your fingers, in particular if you found your hand and wrist in a bent position, sleeping, or if you've been doing a lot of work with them. So to open that area up manually, we can do a stretch with it. And we always want to try to loosen it up rather than just say, oh boy, I'm going to have a surgery to try to open that area up. If we can get away with a stretch to do it, all the better. With your palm up so you can see it, take your opposite hand and reach underneath, and you're going to be able to get over there at your thumb. Now you don't want to just tug on your thumb, that can make your thumb hurt. We really want to get in there and try to spread out the palm. And that means you're going to have to reach all the way over and grab the meat of your thumb. A little pressure onto the tip of the thumb is fine too. But imagine this area right here in the front of your wrist, top part of your wrist, and you're trying to pry that open, those bones and those muscles that are squeezing that together. You're trying to stretch that out. Kind of makes your hand look all funny colors, some whites and some reds, and kind of wondering if the circulation's still there. It's fine. And occasionally this exercise will make your fingers tingle more. In the meantime, while you're holding it, that's okay, because it should go back once you release it. 10 seconds. Feels good on my thumb. I think we do a lot of thumb stuff with our phones too, so this is a great exercise for that. Other hand. Also, if you're using a walker or crutches or anything of that sort, you're going to be putting a lot of pressure down on that part of your hand. So this can be a real good way to keep that loose and pain-free. 10 seconds, twice. By the way, any of these exercises that you're like, ooh, that hits a spot, you don't have to just do it once a day. I would suggest this whole program once a day would be a great idea. More often is absolutely okay too. For the rest of your thumb, for the other side here, we're going to do a stretch where you put your thumb across your hand all the way down towards your pinky side if you can get it that far, and then gently make a fist around it. Don't squeeze here, just kind of gently close your fingers around your thumb so your thumb stays in position, and then straighten out your elbow. Doesn't have to be up real high unless you want it to be. It can be down right here. And then focusing here on this part of your wrist, you want to see if you can't bend that down a little bit more like that. This is stretching through there. And if you're someone that spends a lot of time with your thumbs, whether it be a squeezing motion, a twisting, maybe there's some arts and crafts and stuff that you like doing, this muscle can get worn out, and there's nerves and small tendons in there. It can take a long time to feel better. Prevention is key. This exercise works for that, about 10 seconds down. Let's go to the other side. 10 seconds here. And absolutely, if you're feeling coordinated enough here, we can get in your last set of 10 together. Again, it's a gentle crossing of your thumb. Close your fist gently around that thumb, elbow straight, and then down. Let's feel that stretch. Ooh, when I really get good in this position, I'm feeling it kind of go all the way up even to my elbow. That's a good thing. It means I need it. 10 seconds. We're at 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we want to work a little on grip strength and forearm muscle strength too, so that not only are we stretching things out to keep the circulation going and the stiffness out of it, but we want to increase the strength a bit and the endurance of those muscles. So when you're put to the test and having to do some repetitive exercises or activities around your home, the muscles will be more ready for it. So grab a soup can, grab a water bottle, 2 of them if you're feeling extra coordinated, and on your legs here like this, or on a table or an armrest of your couch, rest your arm along the side there with the weight in your hand, and we'll do mini wrist curls. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hands over. Same thing. Now, as I'm looking down at my wrist, I'm trying to keep basically my middle finger, that knuckle, right in line with the middle part of my arm. I don't want it out to the side or curling in or out. It's really just going straight up and straight down. And how far I go down and how far I go up, well, that's totally up to each individual. So go as far as you can without pain. There's a third exercise. Hold that water bottle or soup can as you've got, like in a position where your thumb is pointing up. And now we've got little mini hammers. It'd be like if you were using a hammer, it'd be your whole arm. Here we are just using the wrist up and down. 10 of those. 7, 8, 9, 10. And now it's less important for this fourth exercise that your arm is resting on something. You can actually just have your arm resting by your side here like this. Just keep your elbow at 90 degrees. Have that soup can or water bottle in your hand and twist it full 180 degrees. use the tip of that water bottle and paint a rainbow, I guess is what we're thinking about here. And 10 times, that means 10, that's 1 and 2 and 3 and this one's stretching a lot of the muscles up through your forearm. A lot of these muscles originate at your elbow. It's going to help out at your thumb a bit too. 9, 10. All right, now if you were coordinating and did them both at the same time, great. Here's your second set. If we're just focusing now on getting over to your other arm, let's do our set of 10 here. Palm down, water bottle or soup can in hand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Turn it over, palm up now. It's getting a little stretchy here through my forearm, that's good. Up and down 10 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hammer twist it here, so thumbs up towards the ceiling and going up and down at this angle. Here, I'll show you a little side view. Looks like this. Okay, my arm might be resting on something. If it's getting tired, you can rest it on something or just keep it in this position. That's fine too. And then lastly is the pronation and supination, as they officially call it, the twisting motion, the paint a rainbow exercise. All the way up, all the way down, up and down. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, for this last one, now, depending on how strong you're feeling, I might not suggest squeezing the water bottle, but if it's a soup can or a tennis ball, or take a hand towel and roll it up into like a tube or a ball shape, get that in your hand. So now you've got something to squeeze against. And we're gonna do grip strength as our last exercise. See if you can't do this on both sides. There's a lot of things that you gotta do both hands at the same time. We might still work on a little bit of coordination while we're at it. And squeezing down on there, squeeze as hard as you can without it hurting. So that's up for you to decide and up for your body to feel. I know we've probably already done 10 already. 9, 10, these are important. One more set. 1, squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your hands can be down or up or to the side, whatever comfortable. 9 and 10. All right, so now if you're coming across any other aches or pains that I didn't address here, please send me a message at josie@insightintoinjury.com. I'd be happy to answer your questions, but I hope this is getting you to feel better, loosened up, and with less aches and pains.